I want to know how the hell it worked perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Sissy! So not needed, dude.
At Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
You'll also get free fitness training,
Actually, I'm
equipment
just
for
trying to
every
test this
workout, and
myself.
more. Join Planet Fitness for $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends July 18th.
Come spend the morning with Loaf and Banjo, two Bernedoodles patiently waiting for their farmer's dog. We chose a farmer's dog for our two pups because Doodles patiently waiting for their farmer's dog. We chose a farmer's dog for our two pups because Doodles patiently waiting for their farmer's dog. We chose a farmer's dog for our two pups because Doodles patiently waiting for them.
Jesus Christ. All right, I know it works because I just tried it. I have sound. I checked it on my own YouTube. No, let me tell you how absolutely infuriating that was. I just got off a live for an hour. No sound problems. No sound problems. Explain that to me. I was on a live for an hour using the same headset. No problem. For a freaking hour. No problems. And the second I go on to do another live, suddenly there's an issue. Figure that out. That is so frustrating. Like, it worked perfectly fine for an hour. And then all of a sudden, now nothing. And it's got a battery. It's got a battery because I tried that. Literally, it worked perfectly fine for an hour. Anybody who was in my trauma life can tell you that. Worked perfectly fine. I don't even understand how that even functions. Anyway, so had a trauma live for an hour. We had a nice little members only get together, so that was cool. Everything was fine. It worked great. And then got on here and it didn't work. And then people don't know to come back, and like, it is so frustrating. I don't know why it's doing that. It was perfectly fine the entire live. Didn't touch it, didn't nothing. Went to go into another live and it didn't work. It don't make no sense. Ow. Sissy, if you don't like it, move. Yoda, stop it. You're driving her nuts. Do not start on this. Do not. Hey, I'm good. How are you? I just had a live for an hour. Perfectly fine. And then I go to go live on here and my sound didn't work. Oh yeah, they're just being awful today. So Yoda was like basically throwing herself on Sissy. That's why Sissy was mad. Pepper is just being ridiculous. Buddy just took Yoda's spot. Now Pepper's trying to climb in. There's 3 dogs in a dog bed. Yeah. I'm like beyond frustrated at this point. So, hey, you need to stop. You're getting your itchy bath tonight. You gotta wait till Dad gets home. I can't wash you on my own. So, yeah, I have some stuff I want to talk about, but I can't talk if the freaking mic won't work. Yeah, it's like survival of the fittest over here for sure. They're all trying to fit in this bed and they're not all going. Pepper, stop. Stop it. So, Yeah. So I'm beyond frustrated. Yeah, can you ask a question? Sure. Why not? I have some things I want to talk about for sure. Just I'm trying to see if everything's gonna work out here. Went down your rabbit hole of TikTok abuse last night. Yeah, I know. That was what I lived through. And that was not even that was just the stuff I caught on camera. And the only reason I caught it on camera, by the way, for people who are like, "Oh my god," no, that the one portion of videos was all in one night. That was from she had basically come she had taken her son, kidnapped him. He was state's custody. She kidnapped him and left and told me, looked me square in my face, punched a hole in my wall, and said, "And if you call the cops, I'll tell them you abused me." Took her son, left for whatever reason, called the cops to bring her back. And the cops like, "Why didn't you call us?" And I'm like, "Because she threatened to lie." So the minute she started her shit, I hit record. I was not having it. Nope. Um, so who goes, what goes on in the phone calls for hours with Christy? Nothing. You just, I mean, they were normal phone calls. They were normal, just normal phone calls, literally. I mean, looking back, obviously my head was being filled with shit subliminally that I didn't realize, but like at the time, seemed like normal phone calls. Bree talked for hours to Kate. That's weird. That to me that is really weird. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna call a spade because I've been there, done that, and got the postcard. I'm not sure what is going on there or why they are basically sending her to be a representative. I have no idea. I don't know. I mean this as nicely and as however you want to put it. I thought Kate was smarter than this. I thought I was smarter than this. So it's not like I'm putting her down. I just thought she was smarter than this. She's seen it happen to me. She's seen it happen to other people. She knows what she's been through. She knows what she's gone through. What would make you think this was genuine? You know, this is not a one-off thing. This happens. There is numerous people that this has happened to. Um so yeah, there's that. There's I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know why anyone would take an actual personal leap with them. I don't know. Look, I can't explain anybody else. I can only explain me. I can only explain whatever. And, you know, going from the information I had with Fancy to the information I was getting with them and trying to see where what fit and each side of the story, and I'm gullible, so whatever you tell me I'm going to believe. So I mean, she literally lied about Gypsy stealing her sword. There was parts she was wrong with. I even corrected her on a video. I said that's not accurate. That's not accurate. I actually did correct her on a video. I don't know. I seen her comment on Gypsy's video popped up on my FYP. I can't remember what it was about. I can't remember what the video was about, but the first comment I seen was Kate, and I'm just like, really, really. Um, so, what's my take on the pregnancy announcement pictures in regards to Ken? Um, I know that they're not as good a quality as her sisters. We had a whole live on that. Regardless that supposedly the same person took them, Mia's are way better. I don't know if you guys know this, but Ken's account got banned. His account got banned. He was apparently going after this one creator. Weirdly. Um, His account was banned. He was saying some crazy shit to one of the creators. And I don't know, I can't imagine that being the reason entirely why it was banned. But he was really, there was a girl and she's like, these posts aren't even about him. Like, why is he commenting on my stuff? But yeah, his account got banned. I don't know if it's back up or whatever, but it was banned. Apparently he got pretty ballsy with
My age, but
I don't think that I'd have to probably freaking find it again, but hold on. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah. He finally caught me alive. I'm live all the time. Something off weird and random. Just saying, just throwing this out here. Since the Republican Party wants to back Donald Trump, and the fact that he has been sued by many people, including a minor, I have to laugh because the GOP Republican conference is like in Milwaukee right now, and apparently Grindr had such an influx of activity that they had to make a note that the site was not working correctly, because all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there was a influx of a spike of, that's what Grindr looked like. See that big red spike? Grindr is experiencing outages due to unprecedented traffic in Milwaukee, where all the Republicans came to for their little thing. Just saying, I find that odd. All of a sudden, all these Republicans go flying into Milwaukee and Grindr crashes. Wife's away, the boys will play. I don't know, but I did find that funny. Another thing that I thought, which was, I don't know, it's pretty. This is unreal. This is unreal. Don't ever tell me that the Republican Party is not a cult. I'm going to show you guys something that is the most. This was not on my 2024 bingo card. This was not on my 2024 bingo card. Are you ready?
What you have on your ear?
I have a bandage on my right ear.
What does it signify?
We stand in solidarity with President Trump. We support him 100%. From the Arizona delegation and a few of us already.
Can you tell me what you have on your ear?
I have a bandage on my
Jesus Christ died on the cross and long live Cheeto and his ear bandage, I guess. That is wild to me. Wild. I did not see anything about Obama. I can tell you this. I did see Biden's plans for his first 100 days, which sounds amazing. Whereas Trump's what sounded like a dystopian nightmare. The Lincoln Project put out a video about what the first year ish could be underneath Trump, and I could hear people be like, there's no way, that's not blah blah blah. But then again, look at all the stuff that has happened that I did not ever think would happen. So I mean, you never know. A lot of things being really weird. As for Fancy, do I know things? Yes, but I don't know what she's putting out, and I'm not gonna go put things out that if she's not discussed them. I'm gonna let her I'm gonna let her do her thing. I don't know what all she's let people know, and I don't think it's really my place to put her business out there. I have heard about the machete thing. Thank you, Susan. There was, fuck me, what was it? There was a thing that, and I had heard this. I had heard this in the beginning, and then I was really shocked to hear that the shooter was found 150 feet, yards, whatever, from Trump, right? And I had heard in the beginning that the shot had came from, and I even said it in a video. I think it's privated now, about it being 400 yards or feet, whatever. I would say yards. Anyway, and it's wild to me that the more that comes out about this alleged shooter, he was actually not allowed on the rifle team because he was such a bad shot. And he was only 150 yards. He was only 150 yards. And they're saying that this shot could have came from 400 yards. And it just makes me wonder if this was some weird setup. I don't know by whose camp. I have my feelings on that, but we all know those. But I want to know how a kid who couldn't even make his rifle team because he was such a bad shot somehow is the one taking the fall. And of course, yeah, he was seen on the roof. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. Now it's funny to me that he's a Republican. There's two ways it can go with that. One, he was a Republican, so it must be the Democrats. Two, it's a Republican, and they're setting the Republican up to make people doubt. I don't know. I have no idea. Tizzy Ent put out that he thought that possibly the shooter was obsessed with Trump, and in the way that like Christina Grimmie or Lennon or any of those were, there is people who get obsessed with you to a point that they want to link themselves with you infinity. And this could have been somebody who, I mean, there's so many reasons that if it was this alleged 20-year-old, he could have been infatuated. He could have thought that this was going to turn the election in support of him. He could have been disgruntled. I don't know. I mean, if you guys have ever heard the song Stan by Eminem, I mean, there's a lot of things that it could be for sure. But it is wild to me because I had heard originally in the first things that it was 400 yards away. And the guy was found 150 yards. So why are they saying it came from 400? Originally that was what they were saying was 400. I heard that. There's a video, I don't know if I have it still public or if it's one of them that I privated, whatever, that I talk about 400 yards. And I just came across another one where they said that it was coming from 400 yards. That's twice over where he was. And I just don't understand how somebody who can't make it on a rifle team manages to. I mean, if they showed a diagram. If he wouldn't have turned his head when he did, it would have totally hit. If he wouldn't turn his head right when he did. Although I will say this is weird, and anybody, if you go back and watch it's weird. And I look for things that aren't there. I get that, but there is actually a line before the shot rings out. He says, "Hey, does anybody have the shot?" He's talking about like he's like, "I'm just going to go off teleprompter here for a minute. Teleprompters are boring. Does anybody have that shot that I'm looking for?" And like not even 2 minutes later, a shot rings out. I'm sorry, but that sounds like a cue to me. And I would have to find it. But I mean, you can go back and watch. There's also one which was really cool. You guys remember when I told you guys about the whole Lost, how they have all the shots at one time? Somebody actually put that together where they showed all of the timelines together going on at the same time. Is this the one?
Look, they're all pointing. Yeah, on top of the
Where they have all different type.
There he is right there. Right there, see him? He's laying down. See him?
Yeah, he's laying down.
What's happening?
Hold on, I'll get to. I know the shot part's in here. Hold on.
Yeah, look. There he is.
Because we have millions and millions of people in our country that shouldn't be there. Dangerous people. Criminals. We have criminals. We have violence. We have people that should not be here. It's much tougher than it happened. In recorded history, we're the best border. In fact, if they could ever put up a chart, I don't know if they could do it. Do you guys have access to that chart that I love so much? You don't mind if I go off teleprompter, do you? Because these teleprompters are so damn boring. I try and explain that. Oh, is it? Wow. You guys are doing it. They're getting better with time. My guys, take a look at that chart. Take a look at the arrow on the bottom. See the big red arrow?
Arrow, red arrow.
So that's when I left office. That was the lowest point, and that comes right from the government services, comes right out of Border Patrol. Take a look at that. So that arrow is the lowest amount of illegal immigration ever in recorded history into our country. And then the worst president in the history of our country took over. And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit over that chart. That chart's 80 months old. And if you
That right there was the timeline. And there's a timer at the bottom of the video, as you can see, 2 minutes, 2 seconds, and 88 milliseconds. Unbelievable. And that's the word that I keep using, honestly.
But like, that just seems so weird. All of a sudden, randomly, he's like, do you guys have that shot? I'm just going to go off the teleprompter for just a minute. Look at this red arrow. I'm sorry. And I'm not the only one who thought this, by the way. I heard that and I was like, why would you randomly be like, do you have the shot? And then I was watching something else and somebody goes, why was he queuing? And I was like, I'm not the only one that caught that. Okay, cool. I'm not as tinfoil hat as I thought. That was so weird. He even made the point that he was going off. He was like, I'm going off teleprompter right now. Do you have the shot? Not, do you have the picture? Do you have the picture? No, he says, do you have the shot of this thing that I'm looking for? Oh, I'm going off a teleprompter right now. Look at this red arrow. I'm sorry, but that's weird. That's weird. Maybe I'm looking too far into it. Maybe the other people are looking too far into it. I don't know, but that is really weird to just randomly be like, I'm going to go off teleprompter right now. Do you have the shot? That's weird. I don't care. Like, call me a conspiracy theorist. I don't know. It's just weird. There's so many things that do not add up. So many things. So many things. Just wild to me. I don't know. I've heard people throwing around machete. I've never seen machete, so I don't know. I've heard machete. I've heard divergent. I've heard something about the boys. I've heard a couple different ones. My husband just showed me one from another episode that was talking about something very similar. I don't know. Does reality take off of fiction? I have no idea. But I mean, right, because here's the thing, Randella. This is the thing about conspiracy theorists. So look back in time of all the things that were conspiracy theory back in the day. Okay. These are things that MK Ultra. People used to say MK Ultra was the biggest conspiracy theory ever. And when they had to declassify a bunch of documents, MK Ultra is very real. Very real. There is other things that were considered conspiracy theory. When Britney Spears, Michael Jackson, Kanye West, um were all Michael Jackson, I don't remember if I said him, conspiracy theory. And that's all coming together, that there's a lot of people that knew about all that stuff, that have their hands in that kind of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that was considered conspiracy theory that's been proven absolutely legit. Project Bluebeam. I don't know. I feel Bohemian Grove. Now, I remember back 10 plus years ago, me and my sister-in-law used to talk about Bohemian Grove all the time. And it was like this thing that existed, but did it exist? And is it really, whatever. And we would talk about Bohemian Grove. And then I found videos on Bohemian Grove back in the 80s, right? So that's where it started getting, big, whatever. And then lo and behold, now Bohemian Grove is actually being talked about, especially with Ryan Garcia. And that was considered a huge conspiracy theorist thing. So, bye, Tills. So you've never heard of Bohemian Grove? I'm taking your conspiracy card away. I'm taking your conspiracy card away. That is one of the biggest conspiracies. People used to talk about it. Hush, hush, don't talk about it. It's where all the good old boys would go. Bohemian Grove is a place, and here, we'll look up wiki, because I want to give you the wrong. It's got its own wiki now, by the way. This was conspiracy talk back in the day. I've seen some videos from the 80s, and you can't get it. You can't get into it. Okay, you can't. So Bohemian Grove is a restricted 2,700 acre campground in Monte Rio, California, founded in 1878. It belongs to a private gentleman's club known as the Bohemian Club. In mid-July each year, Bohemian Grove hosts a more than 2-week encampment of some of the most prominent men in the world. Okay. So the tradition of a summer encampment was established 6 years after the Bohemian Club was formed in 1872. In 1878, fewer than 100 Bohemians gathered. Freely flowing liquor, Japanese lanterns put a glow on the festivities. Club members retired at a late hour to the modest comfort of blankets laid in the dense mat of the redwood needles. The festive gathering was repeated the next year and became the club's yearly encampment. By 1882, they were there in another place, whatever. In 93, they rented the current location, and in 1899 purchased it. So let's see. They got more. Okay. So the Grove is particularly famous for the Manhattan Project planning a meeting that took place there in 1942, which led to the atomic bomb. Those attending this meeting was Ernest Lawrence, J. Robert Oppenheimer, and the S1 executive community heads, the presidents of Harvard, Yale, and Princeton, along with representatives of Standard Oil and General Electric. Former U.S. President Hoover was inducted into the Old Guard on 1953. He had joined the club 40 years prior, which is a requirement for the status. Let's see. Other behavior at the campground has led to numerous claims and even some parody in popular culture. One example was Richard Nixon's comments from 1971, a tape recording of the upper class San Franciscans. The Bohemian Grove, which I attend from time to time, is the most blanky goddamn thing you could ever imagine with the San Francisco crowd. In 2019, they informed the club that after that year, the county would no longer provide law enforcement security. Now, there is a video I saw from the 1980s where you cannot get in. You cannot. They will literally, if they see you driving up, they will tell you to turn around and go. Okay. Despite the high levels of security always present, there's been numerous high profile successful infiltrations. In 1980, gained entrance to the Grove with the help of an employee that posed as a worker. His efforts, the first magazine reporting from inside the Grove, was August of 81 and Mother Jones. Around the same time, ABC News aired a special report on the Bohemian Grove. That's probably the one I seen. Summer of 89, Spy magazine spent seven days posing as a guest, which led to the 1989 article Inside the Bohemian Grove. He was eventually discovered and arrested for trespassing. In 2000, Alex Jones and his cameraman clandestinely entered the Bohemian Grove and shot footage of the cremation of care ceremony. Look that up. That is wild. I will try to give you a clip in a minute. And then let's see. In 2002, they were arrested after his nighttime infiltration where he set several fires. So let's see. Membership, it's a private club where only active members and their visitors can go. They have been known to include politicians and notable figures from other countries. It is an all-male membership, which includes artists, musicians, as well as many prominent business leaders, government officials, and former U.S. presidents, senior media executives, and people of power. Members may invite guests to the Grove. Guests may be invited to the Grove in June or for the main July encampment. Over 40 years of membership, the men earn old guard status, giving them higher seating. The club motto is "Weaving spiders come not here," which implies the outside concerns and business deals and networking are to be left outside. They show facilities, yada yada yada. There's sleeping quarters, yada yada yada. Let's see. There is a gathering place of the Grove stage, the field circle, the campfire circle, the museum stage, the dining circle, the clubhouse, the owl shrine in the lake. The owl shrine in the lake is what is in a video that is wild. The Owl Shrine in the Lake is an artificial lake in the interior of the Grove used for noontime concerts and also the venue of the cremation of care, which takes place the first Saturday of the encampment. I will try to find the video that I'm talking about. No woman has ever been given full membership, but 4 female honorary members. Nobody that we would know. Let's see. And then, okay, so traditions, rituals, and symbols. The club's patron saint is John of Nepomuk, who, according to the legend, died at the hands of a Bohemian monarch rather than disclose the confessional secrets of the queen. A large wood carving of St. John in cleric robes with its index finger over his lips stands over the shore of the Lake of the Grove, symbolizing the secrecy kept by the Grove's attendees throughout its long history. Throughout the founding of the club, the Bohemian Grove's mascot has been an owl symbolizing wisdom. A 30-foot hollow owl statue made of concrete over steel support stands at the head of the Lake of the Grove. The statue was designed by sculptor. It was constructed in the late 1920s. Since 1929, it has served as a backdrop of the cremation of care. It is a theatrical production in which some of the club's members participate as actors. By the way, there's a bunch of stuff we're talking about. There is a dance thing that goes on that is exactly the same as one of Beyonce's videos. They showed it side by side. The cremation of care was separated from the other Grove plays in 1913 and moved to the first night to become a, quote, exorcising of the demon to ensure the success of the ensuing 2 weeks. For many years, a recording of the voice of club member Walter Cronkite was used as the voice of the owl during the ceremony. An observer estimated that the Grove play cost between $20,000 and $30,000, an amount that would be $170,000 now. Let me see if I can. Let's see. What would I look up? This stuff goes on my FYP all the time, but to have to look it up. Okay. What the hell did I just call it? the hell did I just call it? What? Cremation of Care. Okay, hold on.
And all is in his leafy temple. Let all within the grove be reverent before him. Lift up your heads, O ye trees, and be lifted up, ye everlasting spires. For behold, here is Bohemian shrine, and holy are the pillars of this house.
It goes on. It's and there's more. And then if you go into, people were comparing the voice to the guy that looks like Chester Bennington. I can't remember his name. Who there's a whole, oh my god, I had a whole Illuminati thing about this, but I can't remember the guy's name, but I had, oh my lord, I had a whole live about this. Bohemian Grove, yes, it has to do like with men in power and very Illuminati-esque. And Ryan Garcia, the boxer, he went out there, and because he said that he had been there when he was little, and he went out there and he got all these videos of Bohemian Grove, right? And then he went absolutely nuts. Ryan Garcia at the beginning of 2024 went nuts. He was going on and on about really crazy stuff. He had these videos of Bohemian Grove. He uploaded them. They kept getting taken down. I would follow accounts that would post them. They would be banned. The accounts wouldn't stay up more than 3 days, if that. Every time these Bohemian Grove videos of Ryan Garcia's would go up, accounts would be banned immediately. He was there. He showed the owl shrine. He showed all of it. And then they were talking, God, what is it? What is the guy? What is the guy? What is the guy? What is the guy? Yes, it sounds very Illuminati. Hold on. Chester Bennington dad. This will help. Hold on. Yeah, they showed that, but who's the guy that they say is his dad? Hold on. Conspiracy theories. Okay, here we go. Conspiracy theories. Okay, so they say, there's a reason I'm bringing this guy up. Hold on. It's John somebody, and this guy was tied to the videos at this particular nightclub where they poured boiling water on a kid. Oh my lord. I had a whole live about this one time. John Podesta. Okay. So if you look at Chester Bennington and John Podesta, they look insanely alike. Okay. And John Podesta, oh yeah, look at you already knowing it. John Podesta was tied to this nightclub video. This nightclub was, it's rumored to be tied to a bunch of Illuminati type shit too. And there's a video of, it is wild. I played it on a live before. Of this, they had trapped this kid in a shower and was pouring boiling water on them. And you could hear and while they can't definitively say it's John Podesta, if you play the video and then you play the clip of John Podesta talking, it sounds exactly like him. Yeah, you can hear the kids screaming. It is wild. Hold on. Actually, let's see if we can do it this way. Hold on. I don't know if it'll work. I should probably be on my conspiracy theory TikTok. Hold on. We're gonna try this.
You think you're high shit, don't you? You think you're... Listen up! What's my name? What's my name? My other name. What do you call me? I am your father. From now on, you will call me Each day I grow some more. Singing. Each day I grow some more.
And if you compare that clip to a clip of John Podesta talking, it sounds like John Podesta. And I found that by looking up John Podesta Club.
All right, so this video is for the people that watched the John Podesta video. I'm going to be very transparent with you and tell you what happened to me when I watched that last night.
This is why my sound doesn't work, probably.
It popped back up on my timeline and I just watched it again. And now watching it from the perspective of me having a son.
This is how I found it. POV. You ended up at the John Podesta video after hearing about Ryan Garcia. It's like all connected. It's like all connected. Yeah, like over and over and over. That's all you hear. So yeah, if you ever want to go down a freaking rabbit hole, look up John Podesta, look up Bohemian Grove, look up all that. It all goes together. It's a wild ride. I spent one night going from video to video to video to video to video. And that is why, honestly, they want TikTok closed down. It don't have anything to do with spying techniques from China. I don't have anything to do with that. Nothing at all. Matter of fact, Tizzy was pointing out that the Heritage Foundation, the big deal behind Project 2025, which, by the way, should lose its tax-exempt status for the shit it's pulling, actually talks about how it wants to get rid of the deep state, and it's got all of its funding and everything out of all these overseas countries. They don't want us to get rid of TikTok because of information being leaked. They don't care about information being leaked. Jesus Christ, how many times have you been on your phone, thought about a toaster oven, and it shows up on Facebook? Come on. They want us, think about it. Without TikTok, we wouldn't be diving down the Trump rally rabbit hole because they can control what they put out on media. They can control what they put out on the news. So with things like TikTok, where people are having their phones and they can post whatever they want, and we're getting 17 views of the Trump rally, and this person showing this, and we're seeing. Do you honestly think that without TikTok and people posting videos of saying, I see a guy on a roof, we ever would have heard anything about that? We would have heard about there was an assassination attempt and they got the person. We wouldn't have heard about how people had been screaming there was a guy on the roof. Nobody was listening. We wouldn't have seen all these shots of a guy up on a roof. We wouldn't have seen any of that. Because that's not what they wanted us to see. That is the real reason they want to get rid of TikTok. Because we can put out videos and have news out to people within minutes before they can spin a story. Media has been spun as long as media has existed. I mean, when you look at it, you have different media outlets. You have Fox News, that's going to spin right. You have CNN, which supposedly spins left. You have the New York Times, which spins right. And you can use these media outlets however you want. But what you can't do is you can't take Joe Bob's phone from the middle of Omaha and say, oh, well, we weren't expecting that. That's the real reason they want TikTok down. 100%. Because we actually put out there when something crazy happens, 17 viewpoints of, no, this is what happened. This is what really happened. I am still trying to wrap my head around some of these angles that these shots have been coming from the rally, because my husband was dead set sure it was behind the rally. Well, there was a guy shot behind Trump, so that's impossible. That's impossible. But then where you see where the guy was here and where Trump was here and where the building was here, for the guy, okay, so you're telling me this guy who very nearly almost completely decimated Trump's head managed to also get a guy way over there. Like, well, he's a bad shot. Well, he almost, no. Like, there's too many, and that's why people are like, something's not right. Something's not right. Because we're seeing so many different viewpoints. We're seeing, I tried to put this one part on. My husband's like, well, they were moving people. They were too close to the stage. Okay, fine. But at the same time, they moved them right before the shot went off. There's people that are on there talking about the fact that there's so many things that went wrong. I went back and watched the Reagan attempted assassination. I went back and watched the Reagan one to see how and see what they did there that was different with Trump. And there's a guy on here who was talking about the fact that they have a Tucker, what was it? A Tucker, a fucker, and a something, a Tucker fucker and something else. A Ducker Tucker fucker, where their only job, one is to duck them down, one is to duck the president down, one is to fold him and carry him, and the next one is to chuck him into the car. And you didn't see any of that. Nothing. I mean, they literally barely got him down on the ground. Then they let him pop up. They don't even know what's going on. They don't know if there's one shooter, two shooters, three shooters. They have no idea. They know they got a shooter. They let him pop up victorious, hand waving in the air. Perfect headshot, by the way. They let all of these photojournalists right up there. It took them an insane amount of time. The whole point is they should have folded him over and got him off that stage and into the armored vehicle and out of there way faster than what they did. And then they wonder why when people have 17,000 views of it and we're all going, something don't add up. But if we didn't have those 17 views, we would blindly accept whatever the hell we were fed on CNN or Dateline or NBC or CBS, because how would we know any different? We wouldn't. We would have no idea. It's easier to control mainstream media when you don't have George out of Montana. That's the real reason they want it shut down, and everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. They ain't got a goddamn thing to do with China. They didn't care about any of that. And now all of a sudden they do. Because, we've been bringing, how would we really honestly know about Palestine? I mean, we wouldn't. How would we know about half the stuff that goes on overseas? We wouldn't. We just get told what we get told and we accept it and we swallow it. And that's what it is. It's about being fed a narrative. It's easy to be fed a narrative when you can control the narrative. Much like the Gypsy Rose case. We were fed a narrative and we will continue to be fed a narrative. One thing that Fancy said on that podcast, trailer that makes more sense than anything else she said. Why were the records given out to begin with? Why were medical records handed out to numerous creators? Why? For what? Why? What were they trying to do? There was no reason for those medical records to ever reach anybody. And she gave them to Fancy because they were doing a show together. Okay, fine. Why does Natasha have them? Why did they give them to Natasha? Because they did. They did give them to her. They did. No matter what she says, she did. And again, I know what I was told of why and how. I was told who got them and why each one got them. And from what I was told, whether it's true or it's not, what I was told was that they gave Natasha the records so that she could deposit them into different true crime groups. Now, she can dispute that. I don't know. Maybe she will. Maybe she won't. But that was the story that I was told, was that they were given so that they could be dispersed into all of the true crime groups. Why? Why would you want them dispersed into all the true crime groups? Why would you want all of that out there? Oh, wait, because it helps push your narrative. They never expected somebody to sit down and read them and go over them and discuss them. They just wanted them out there. So that's what, any type of news, any type of news is always controlled by people in some way, shape, or form. It's easier to spread narratives that way. It's easier for people to accept a pill when it's being forced on their throat. There's 30 people in here. None of y'all motherfuckers are talking. None of y'all are talking. Y'all sleeping? We wouldn't be able to be sheep, Justine. If we got to keep everything the way it was, we would not be sheep. But as soon as TikTok gets shut down, we're going to be sheep. You're in Target. Your flight keeps getting delayed. That's not good. I could never get on a plane, dude. Nope, nope, nope. Oh, you love when I talk? Thanks, I appreciate you. You're playing Sims 4. I tried Sims 4. I tried it for a minute. The controls really got on my nerves. I was always a Sim. I played Sims on the computer. I played Sims 2 on PlayStation 2. Sims 4's controls got on my nerves. I never played Sims 3 though. I tried Sims 4, man. They had some great stuff. They had whatever, but like the controls, I'm not really great with the PlayStation 5 controls, let's be real. That's part of the reason I die so much in my dungeons. Yeah, I used to play 1 all the time. Hey, yeah, it's easier to play on a computer in my opinion. I can totally get into those. I like those games because they don't require me to move out of fire. I love the game I play. I stand in fire a lot. I will say this. My husband, he watched all the raids, the dungeons before we went into them yesterday, and he's like, "Oh, I got this. I got this. I got this." I'm not. I had a sense of glee because he was dying. And he's like, "What is going on?" And I'm like, "So was it harder than you thought?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "But you've been dying. Like, what are you talking about?" It's easier to see it than it is to actually do it and trying to get out of the way. But that's where my biggest problem is with gaming is I don't my reflexes suck. I have horrible reflexes. My brain goes move here and my thumbs go, "What button is that?" Like I could tell you, oh yeah, you need to move here, you need to do this. But my brain just goes, I gotta push too many buttons. By the time I figure out which button I need to push, I'm already dead. So I mean, that's the bad part for me when it comes, especially to end game fighting, because there's so many bombs and fire and things going off that while I'm too busy watching for this one, I'm getting hit with that one, and I know, like, hey, move here, and my brain goes, what? Like my hands don't want to do what my brain tells them to do. It's frustrating. I'm really hoping when we get paid tonight that I'll have good news. I'm hoping we'll have good news. I'm hoping. I got to write down exactly what we can do to get by and still go to the rent fair. But there's a possibility, like I said, we might not be able to go because he was off a day last week, and that's gonna hurt us. I did put away some money to to offset the issue, but I'm just concerned that we might be a little underfunded, but we'll find out when he gets paid. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close. I can tell you that. Oh yeah, button masher. I'm a great button masher. Hmm. I used to be really good at Mortal Kombat because I was really good at button mashing. Hmm. I do that actually even in the raids. Like you're supposed to hit things like they call them combos, and you do them in a certain order. Mm-mm. I stand and I try not to get hit with shit and just spam the same button. You have diagnosed hand-eye coordination issues. I was never diagnosed with it, but we one time we went to this field trip and we had like a how good are your reflexes? Mine weren't bad at the time. There was a kid that was insane. But my reflexes are not great and I have depth perception issues. So I think I'm one place and I'm another. My husband's always like, "You're not where you're supposed to be." I'm like, "I'm right there." He's like, "No, you're not." I'm like, "I am literally standing right there." And then I get hit with something. I'm like, "Obviously, I wasn't right there, but it's how it looked like to me, anyways." So, yeah, that's another problem is like I'll know where my buttons are and then I forget where they are and I forget what it is and then I look down to I look at the button where they are and I look to see where they are. I don't have to look at the controller, but I look to see where they are and by the time I look at that button, I'm probably, incinerated. Because I know where they are, but then I don't. And then the bad part about the PS2 is you have to hold down the R2 button or the R2 button or the L2 button in order to even get anything off. And then to get to your second bar, you have to hold down L2 and R2 at the same time. But if you hold R2 before L2 or L2 before R2, the buttons change. And so like I'm hitting the wrong buttons, yada yada yada. So oh wow, you're close. He's close. He's gonna be home soon, I guess, or he's saying 5 to something else. You died the other night trying to remember your buttons. Yeah, I get that. That's something. Did you? I know when he gets home, we have to. Well, he's not. I thought he was. I thought that he was saying he was at exit 5. He's not, but he's actually still about an hour and a half out. Um. Oh, yeah. Sorry, on the PS5. Um. I like Animal Crossing because you can't die. Yeah, I played that on GameCube. I beat it like 3 times. If I beat it, I mean I maxed out my bank and collected everything that needed to be collected and yada yada yada. I did it on the Switch. I played almost through almost all of the extra online content until I was just being really repetitive, and I haven't picked it up in like a year and a half. But I'm really good at Animal Crossing. Catching all the fish, catching all the whatever. That one's real easy and good for me, but yeah, that R3 L2, yeah, exactly. And that yeah, it's just the fact of hitting each button when you need to do it and then like I'll know my right hand needs to do it, but then my left hand tries to do it. And if I hit the left button and I need the right button, I'm hitting the wrong buttons. And then what makes it worse is this. And there's no way for me to even try to describe this to you guys for people who are not gamers. So you have to hit the L2 or the R2 or the L2, okay? And if you have to hit them together, you have to hit one before the other or one before the other, and that's just to access your buttons, right? Well, here's my problem. On our things, we have a section where on the left you're going to use this or you're going to use this. And then on the right, you're going to use this or you're going to use this. What happens is this section right here on the right side fucks me up. And this section right here on the left side fucks me up. Because to me, this is the left side, this is the right side. And on each side of the bars, you have this. And on this side, you have this. And then on the third bars, you have this. And then you have this. And that is why I get confused because this to me, it should always be on the outside. So I'm good here and I'm good here. But when it gets to the middle ones where it's this on the left and that on the right, my brain just doesn't compute. I know what I need to do. It just doesn't happen that way. So when he gets home, We may be able to play a little tonight. I don't know. We have to wash Yoda real quick. Which that takes 20 minutes. We gotta, soap her up and then we gotta sit 20 minutes. So it's gonna take 20 minutes to wash her. But other than that, non-gamer here, even with the visual, I'm lost. Nice. I did do Trauma Tuesday. You have to be a member of at least the $1.99 membership because I keep them closed. But I did add a $1.99 a month option for people who don't want to pay the $3.99, $5.99, $9.99. I did a $1.99 one so that people could access the trauma ones. You're not green. Your name isn't green. It doesn't show you as a member. Your name has to be highlighted in green to be a member. So if you are, then you did not pay this month. As awful as that sounds. Members' names are green. So but yeah, I did. I actually did. It's supposed to be on Tuesday. I think I'm your name's not green right now. So I don't know. Are you on a different account maybe? Are you on a different account? Or it didn't go through for the next month? I'm not sure. But yeah, your name and that's how they show memberships is the names are green. Miss is blue because she's also a mod. But I don't know if you're on the right account or if your membership died out, which is a possibility because it's like a month-by-month thing. What?
There's a difference between subscriber and member.
Yeah, she said she paid it. Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let me buy.
Yeah, so subscribers, yeah. If you pay, it's usually reoccurring. So it should have taken it out again. Yours now, okay. Then what you could have done is you could have sent a super chat, which is like a tip. Sometimes if you do a super chat, you send like a tip like you would to Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. There's a button to where you send like a tip. There is a membership option, which for some reason I never pinned, which is this. And if you click this, it will take you to a page where you join and you have different options. There's a $1.99, which is essentially the traumas. And I don't remember what else is involved, but I know the traumas are involved. $3.99 is the traumas and early access. $6.99 is the traumas, early access, member only chats when we do those, and then a taste of behind the scenes. So you get like 1 or 2 behind the scene videos, and then behind the scenes, which is $9.99, you get all of them. And then you get all of the behind the scenes videos as well. So there's different tiers. And I made the cheapest tier so that people could get into the traumas because I do lock them so that people are just not randomly coming in. So I made a cheaper tier so that people could at least have access to those. So, yeah. So when you're a member, it turns it green. Yeah. So that's that. And then that is a reoccurring payment that comes off of your card every 30 days ish. So, but depending on when he gets home, we may actually have some time after we do Yoda that we might actually be able to get on for a little bit. Are you playing it all today, Miss? Because I'm probably gonna. I've already done I did an hour-long trauma live today, and I'm probably gonna have this one on for a little while longer, but it's not gonna be extremely long because I already did an hour-long trauma today. I was doing traumas on Tuesdays. I think I'm gonna change them to Thursdays because for some reason Tuesdays do not compute in my brain, and I think they're Mondays. Don't ask me why. I have no idea. But Mondays don't really exist in my brain. So I think I'm going to have to change trauma to Trauma Thursday because that way I even have an alarm set. I haven't had an alarm. More lunches open for Tuesdays. I don't know. But I set an alarm for today. And you're playing now. You can't stay on too late. Tomorrow's your early day at work. Ooh, gross. Yeah, I was actually going to get off here semi shortly. And maybe we could go run a couple dungeons or something together. I got a healer. I can get you in quick queues. I have to add you as a friend still. That's why he has to keep sending you those pets, is because he has you on a friends list, and I forgot. You survived Target. You're home now. Yeah, our closest Target is an hour and a half in either direction. Yeah, when you don't work or you don't have whatever, your days blur. I don't even know what day it is most days because I don't have a need to know what day it is, which is part of the reason why I screw up so bad on Tuesdays. So when I get off here, I'm going to get everybody's dinner sorted out, get them all done. There you go. There you go. Oh, you're level 40 on your ninja already? Good job. Did you do your side quest? Did you move from ninja up to whatever the hell it is? What is the up from ninja? I forget. There you go, Bethany. Now you can do them, which we'll have one next week. We had a pretty good one this week. I think it was pretty good. Yes, welcome. Yeah, but hold on. But ninja, everything turns to something at 30, right? Ninja's at 50? Why everybody else is at 30, I thought. He's going to call me now. You've been doing ninja quests and hunting quests? Nice. You always tell me, well, you get your upgrade, your soul stone thing. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. You're right. It's level 30. It turns to ninja from rogue.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry. So she was a rogue and now she's a ninja.
Yeah, it goes from rogue to ninja.
Okay.
At level 30.
Okay, because you kept saying she was a ninja, and that's why I got confused.
As long as she kept up on her job quests and followed the quest chain,
okay,
she would become a ninja.
Okay. She says she's been doing ninja quests.
Okay, and that's where she starts getting the funky button combinations.
Yeah. Got you. Thank you. Because you're like, that's at 50. I'm like, no, that's at 30. No,
yeah,
we need to get her. What does she have to be to unlock samurai? If she likes ninja, she'd love samurai.
She has to be, I believe, level.
Is it 80 or 90?
70?
Is it 70?
I want to say it's 70.
Hold on, let's look. We'll just look it up. Hold on. Are you there? Okay.
Yeah.
When do you unlock samurai on
and she has to be up there in story as well.
Well, yeah, you have to be on story. At least to level 50 on discipline or war of magic, blah, blah, blah. So you have to be up to the storyline or whatever, but you only have to be 50 to get a samurai. Yes. Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought it was more than that. So you're still down in Knoxville, according to 360.
I'm almost to Sevierville.
Okay, so you're a little bit through Knoxville then. Okay, I didn't zoom in, so.
No, I'm not to Knoxville.
Oh, you're not to Okay, that's what it looked like.
Sevierville is before Knoxville coming back.
That's what I thought. Okay, yeah, because you're not quite at Knoxville. Oh, yeah, you're a little bit, yeah, it says, okay.
I'm in Dandridge.
Yep, yeah, I see Dandridge. It says you're just a smidgen west of Dandridge.
Yeah.
So you just passed through Dandridge.
I'm actually passing the exits for Dandridge right now.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, it says Dandridge is just a smidgen behind you, which is weird, but yeah. It says
one exit.
Yeah. So.
One exit behind me.
Yep.
All right. I just wanted to give you that update.
Okay.
On the Ninja Rogue thing.
That's what you look like right now. All right.
Oh.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you soon.
Yep. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. It's okay, Bethany. The point is you can get into the trauma ones now. That's why I purposely did a 199. That way all levels can do it. Yeah, she just got green, Harley. She just got green. Yeah, if you scroll up a little bit, she's not green. Yeah, that's fine. That's why I do it. So everybody can access it without me being like, oh, you have to pay $10. You know, it's just we close them so that like random people can't just happen upon them. That sucks not getting paid in the summer. Ooh. Hi, Pepper. I'm not touching you. I'm sorry I said anything. She's like, oh, come on. I'm cute. You are cute. Go away. All right, guys. I'm actually gonna cut this because I'm gonna go get them some dinner. And Miss, let's go run some dungeons real quick. I'll run you through some dungeons. I got a healer that can get you through there, get you in a queue pretty quick. I'll get a hold of you in a second because I gotta add you on my friends list. So I'm gonna go get these guys some dinner, and I will talk to you lovelies tomorrow. And you'll find out if I'm going to the Ren Fair or not. All right, bye.